Thanks for tuning into our seller interview series. Up to date, we've got an affiliate site for sale in the technology niche. Created in June 2016, this business makes $5,109 per month in net profit, and the listing number for this site is 41012. Now, we do these interviews to give potential buyers more information about both the seller and the sites they're looking to purchase. We hope these insights are helpful for you in making a buying decision. We've got the seller with us today to go through the business and cover everything from niche selection to traffic and monetization. Thanks for coming on, RK.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Before we dive into the questions here, just to give a quick summary of the business for everyone out there listening in. As I mentioned, the business was built in June 2016, has a monthly revenue of $5,121 with expenses sitting at $12 for that net profit of $5,109. Now that is over a 6 month average. And included with the sale of this business is the domain, files, and custom plugins. So all that being said, RK, can you tell us a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
Yeah, I started most of our online businesses to kind of be passive income generators. I have a number of other jobs that I do. And so I was just trying to build multiple streams of income to kind of help fund the nonprofit and the charity work that I do around the world.
Excellent. So you do charity work, you said?
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Very cool. So do you have multiple sites then? You're just kind of buzzing along in the background?
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent. When you started this one, how did you come up with the idea for it? Was it a mixture of like maybe something you're already interested in, or was it more of competitor research where you saw these gaps you could fill with the site?
Well, one of our business models is we look for products that are about to launch, and then we build a site around that specific product coming out on the market and say, a month to 6 weeks away. And so that's what this site was. It was a LaunchJack site originally. And so, I just went and found a software that was about to come out, and then I went from there.
So for someone that's looking at the site, maybe they're not super familiar with affiliate marketing, and maybe this is potentially the first online business they're looking to acquire. Could you just, briefly describe how this business is making money?
Yeah, so like I said, the site is built around promoting a piece of software, and the site is just about that software. So as I build the site for these launching processes, what I do is, let's say the product is called product.com or whatever. I build a site that's pretty close to product.com. Maybe you got a product.net or a product.co or something like that. And I build it just about that product. And then what I do is I overlay the seller's site over our site. So I have a custom piece of software that overlays their sales page over our website. So when they come to our website, they actually see the seller's website. And then if they want to purchase, they can purchase it from 50% affiliate income from them buying from that site.
Interesting. Why did you go that route, by the way? Why have the iframe of the seller's sales page instead of just your own content on there? What was the reasoning for that?
Well, I figure they did a lot of work in writing the sales copy and doing everything they needed to do. And the way we format our site, they're coming to our site because of, productname.com or whatever. So if I can have their sales message already up in front of them, then great, they're getting exactly what they're looking for as a searcher.
Interesting. Now, this business is making a pretty healthy net profit. Why are you selling the business? Why not just keep it and keep growing it?
Well, we are looking to, first of all, I always wanted to try to flip a website that actually was doing fairly well. So this is my first time, I maybe flipped maybe one other site before that was making like $10 a month or something, but I wanted to go through the process, and I heard Pirate Flipper, so I wanted to try working with you guys. Also, we have debt that we were wanting to get out of. So, student loan debt, some credit card debt we were looking to get rid of. And we're looking to travel. We have a family there's 5 of us, me and my wife and our 3 kids, and we were looking to travel overseas for our charity work as a family. And so, if we're able to sell the site, it would really help us to travel, because you're traveling, overseas for a month, it can get a little bit pricey for 5 people. So it'll just help us do that.
Or if you come to Vietnam, let me know. That's where I am currently. You want to use the capital, pay off some debt, some student loans, and hopefully travel with your charity work. Let's take a step back here. When you were first starting the site, what was the trajectory of the business? Did you find that doing these kind of launch jacking or talking about these softwares that are launching, customers came in very quick, or was it kind of a slower burn?
Usually what happens with the launch jack is you'll get a lot of traffic, because there's that excitement, like you imagine like an iPhone just came out or an iPad just came out, whatever. There's a lot of spike of traffic and sales in that first week. And then usually, the traffic will die down or they're kind of shut down the sales cart. But these guys kept it open. So we had a big spike of traffic in that first month back in June 2016. And then usually what happens is it dies down and it kind of stays kind of flatlined after that. But, if you look at the sales history, it was like, started off doing well and it got a little bit lower. And then it was like 100, maybe a little bit less than 100. And then it started spiking back up again because they kept the software on sale. They didn't shut the cart down. So it just kept picking up. And our site hit the first page for the product name. I think that's why it spiked up in January and has stayed that consistent sale since January because it's ranked for the product name pretty high up there.
Is there anything you learned from this business in particular that you might apply to your future sites or businesses? Like one thing that stands out has just worked really well for you?
Yeah. So just, wash, and repeat, rinse and repeat, do the same thing, for some other products, other softwares and other products that are coming out, and trying this in other niches other than just in the software space, some other information products, you could probably do the same exact thing.
Is there anything you tried with this business that didn't work? Maybe something you thought was going to be successful and just wasn't quite as successful as you hoped it would be?
This one has been completely hands off since June of 2016. I haven't done anything to it at all. So it's been completely hands off, nothing more done to it, nothing tried, failed. It just, once it started ranking well, it just been consistently getting sales.
So you basically front loaded the entire work on that first month that the site came about then?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I haven't done anything since then on it.
That's great, man. When it comes to traffic, I'm assuming it's all SEO organic traffic, or are you getting traffic for anywhere else?
No, it's all organic SEO traffic.
And how did you go about, what was your ranking strategy, or is your strategy just adding a ton of content? What were you doing?
No, it was just, focusing on the product name keyword there when in the first launch. So I know people like to mention, we did do a couple PBN links there in the beginning, but again, it hasn't had anything done to it for the last year.
Nice. You were basically launching articles about a product that was all about to launch, right?
Yeah, exactly. So there's not a lot of competition,
right,
because the product hasn't launched yet.
And the beautiful things, launch hijacking, right?
That's right.
Is there only one software you're selling on this site, or are you selling multiple different software that you reviewed and put the iframe with?
Just one piece of software. Yeah.
And how stable are the earnings now since the launch is over?
It's been, it started picking up November 2015, and it's been stable since then. In January, it peaked, and it's been average from January till June. It's been totally the same. If you go and look in the Google Analytics, the last couple days, the company that created the software, they released another software. And so since our site ranks for the name of the software, basically the company name, we got a big spike in traffic and actually spiked sales in the last 3 days. I was pretty surprised, actually, that we made sales. Even though they were promoting a different product, our sales spiked to over 2,000 in a day just 3 days ago.
Oh, nice. How much content is on the site? And I'm assuming you're not adding anything monthly, so do you just start with a few pages, or is it several hundred pages? What does that look like?
I think I have 2 or 3 pages on the site.
And you haven't been adding anything to the site, correct?
Yeah, nothing done to the site for the last year.
If you were going to hypothetically keep this business and you wanted to grow it, what would be the least risky path you focus on to grow this business?
I'd focus on their other pieces of software that they have, So this site is just going after one of their softwares, but they have a few other ones that they sell as well that you could easily optimize for. And Google, I think, sees the site as an authority for that software name, their name of their company. So, it'd be easy to just add another page on the site for one of the other pieces of software and start getting income for those keywords as well. And I think their newest piece that they just released this last week is also a recurring monthly payment for this new software that they just released. So there's good chance if you were to optimize for that specific software that you could start building a monthly recurring income on top of the sales of the original software that I was proposing.
If you were incredibly risky and you just wanted to grow this business as quickly as possible, just kind of threw caution to the wind, would you do anything different?
Yeah, I mean, I would go after everything that they did, and I would I would throw as many links as I could, and I'd go after every type of software in this kind of industry info product that I could, I think.
Nice. Speaking of risk, what do you think the biggest risk is to a business like this a buyer should be aware of?
The Google changing something and slapping the site, would probably be the biggest risk.
Yeah, that is that is the biggest risk. You can't really control those algorithm updates. When it comes to work required, is there anything that you do on a weekly or monthly basis currently to maintain the business as is?
No, I just log in and check the earnings.
Is there any skill you suggest a buyer have before they purchase a business like this?
I mean, no, don't really have to do much work on it.
It's all been done basically with
Yeah.
the first month. That's one of the things I really like about sites like these. You front load all that work and you can just kind of sit back and relax with it. Moving into some wrap up questions here. Would you be willing to commit to a non-compete?
Yeah, of course.
And how much support would you be willing to offer a buyer?
Whatever they needed to make sure they start off and get the ball rolling.
Now, obviously, the best case scenario here for you and for Empire Flippers is someone comes in and buys the site for full list price. But would you at all be open to say 80% down and 20% on closing, or maybe 20% were paid out over a period of a few months, or perhaps after a certain training time, something along those lines?
Yeah, I mean, I'd prefer obviously the full closing price, something higher, just so we can travel here in a couple months, like I mentioned. But I'm willing to work with anyone and whatever they got to do.
Yeah, obviously those are highly personalized, right? Case by case basis, but that's good to know that you'd be open to it. I have one final question for you, RK. But before I ask it, I just want to give a quick summary of the business again for everyone listening in. As I mentioned at the top of the show, the business was built in June 2016. It has a monthly revenue of $5,121, expenses sitting at $12 for that total net profit of $5,109. Now that is over a 6-month average. Including the sale of this business is the domain, files, and custom plugins. So, RK, my final question for you is, what is your best pitch on why someone should purchase this business?
This has been the best performing website that I've ever had that performs on a purely passive income basis. I don't have to do anything to it, and it just continues to, feed money into my PayPal account.
That's great, man. I really like businesses like this. Very simple. All the work is basically done. So it's a very cool business. For everyone out there, if you're watching this on YouTube and you want more information about this business, the link will be below this video. That'll take you to the marketplace listing. Now, if you're watching this on the actual listing page and you want more information, you can become a depositor today. All you have to do is click the button, make a deposit, and you'll be given everything you need to review this business. So, RK, thank you so much for coming on, man. It was an absolute pleasure having you on.
Yeah. Can I mention one more thing?
Yeah, of course.
So if you look at the traffic stats, you'll see just about 2 or 3 months worth of traffic stats. And I wanted to mention why that is. We originally connected the site to Google Webmaster Tools, which shows us the amount of traffic that's coming in, the queries that people are typing in. And so whenever we started to look at flipping the site, we found out that Google Webmaster Tools wasn't sufficient. It needs to be connected to Google Analytics. And so that's why you'll just see, the traffic shows up just a couple months ago, and that's when we switched from Google Webmaster Tools to Google Analytics code on our site. And so I just wanted to mention that because I didn't know if some users looked at the traffic stats and wondered why there wasn't any traffic until just a couple months ago.
Okay. So Google Webmasters didn't validate the Google Analytics traffic? I always assumed that they worked together, but...
Yeah, I assumed so too, but then when I turned Google Analytics on, added the code on, it didn't transfer the Google Webmaster Tools data over into the Google Analytics dashboard.
Weird. That's good to know for sure. Outside of that, solid business. I mean, that sounds like it was more just a clerical error between tracking software, which sounds annoying.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, man, is there anything else?
Nope, that was it. I just wanted to clarify that if people had looked at the traffic and wondered why.
Cool. Well, again, RK, it was a pleasure having you on here, man, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Appreciate you guys.